Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about DoorDash and Uber sue NYC over upfront tipping. So the companies most known for upfront tipping, at least nowadays, have decided that NYC enforced an hourly minimum on their platforms, that they were going to take upfront tipping away in NYC specifically. There are other areas like Seattle and California with Prop 22 that also have an hourly that they haven't taken it away, or at least they still have a reducted version. But in NYC specifically, they just took it away entirely. And in an effort to bring back the very thing that made platforms worth it, they passed another law to try to bring it back. And since then, Uber and DoorDash decided to take this to court in an attempt to prevent fair pay for gig workers once again. So in this video, we are talking about DoorDash and Uber both suing New York City, what they are saying versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over is very market to market and case by case. What applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. A quick recap. The way NYC operates as far as DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, a bunch of these other gig platforms is separate and very different than how the rest of the country operates. They implemented a law that enforces an hourly minimum $21.44 per hour before tips, and because of that, they immediately took away upfront tipping on the platform. Drivers over time noticed that the tips borderline do not exist on the platform in terms of the NYC marketplace. Order flow was tightened to where it was unbearable, and a lot of drivers started working in neighboring states and counties to get away from locations that had this issue. New York City went from having over 150,000 gig workers on delivery platforms to about 61 to 65,000. Now, I have made videos about this already, so I don't want to delve too deeper into the past, but we are going to be talking about what is happening today. So if you do need a recap, feel free to check out those videos. But NYC came up with a solution once again, introducing a new law that requires food delivery apps to ask customers for a tip at the point of purchase at checkout and not after the order is complete, with a default minimum of 10%. Now, keep in mind, it is still not the minimum that we want, and they're still treating us like employees, but at least they're doing something. And also, this allows customers to still be able to show their true colors ahead of time by not forcing drivers to take orders that don't suit them. And it's not like the tips are mandatory. They can be reduced to zero, or they could be increased. And because of that dynamic, this leads to drivers protecting themselves more effectively. And that said, DoorDash and Uber aren't exactly happy about that. DoorDash sues NYC. This is from an article posted to DoorDash's website in reference to the new laws being passed in New York City. What affordability crisis? New York City continues asking consumers to pay more for delivery. Oh, this should be good. Today, DoorDash and Uber filed a lawsuit seeking to overturn a New York City law that requires delivery platforms to pressure consumers to tip at checkout instead of after the delivery. That's right, DoorDash and Uber are so mad that drivers will be able to have a reason to return to NYC that they are suing NYC to make sure drivers are paid fairly. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of the initial system that they introduced to the city, and I have always been skeptical of systems of this nature, but the reality is that they literally set up the system in this way everywhere else. Every other market has upfront tipping and is the cornerstone to why gig workers can work on these platforms. And they took it away in NYC when they introduced this law. So right out of the gate, the principle of this is egregious and hypocritical. In the midst of an affordability crisis, the New York City Council has turned tipping into essentially an added tax by forcing platforms like DoorDash to pressure consumers to tip at checkout. While tipping remains voluntary, the fact is, city law requires DoorDash to ask consumers to tip prior to completing checkout and dictates the amount of suggested tip displayed. A reminder to tip is a courtesy. A forced solicitation of a tip may as well be a tax. Not only does this make life more expensive for New Yorkers, it undercuts the city's existing policies on pay for delivery workers. First off, you specifically implemented this method, not only in almost every other market, but also accepted these exact criticisms and fought for them yourself. You even implemented features specifically educating customers on this exact subject. And suddenly, because it's in New York City and they make it a law that the feature is implemented in their city as opposed to you taking it away, like you're taking your frustrations out on the drivers, you embody all the criticisms you claim to stand by. That reversal exposes a level of corporate hypocrisy that's hard to ignore. Also, how does it undercut existing policies? You mean the one where they were forced to pay $21.44 per active hour minimum? I wasn't the biggest fan of that either, and it made it clear that it was being discussed, but the way this is being handled is like an abusive parent having a bad day and taking it out on their children. Dashers in New York are guaranteed to earn $21.44 per hour while on delivery, more than many first responders in the city. In fact, they earn much more than that. Almost $30 per hour while on delivery before tips. New Yorkers shouldn't be pressed by their city council to add a tip on top of the most expensive delivery costs in the country. If you are like me, you might be asking, how does this even make sense? And this is how they're weaponizing an experience-based disconnect. When people hear $30 per hour, they assume an hour on the app, as in being online, an hour available to work, an hour of real time. But under New York City's laws, platforms like DoorDash and Uber redefined what an hour even means by only paying for slices of time and then advertise the rate as if it applied to the whole hour. You are only paid for when you have an order, not when you are just being online. Crucially, New York's law only guarantees pay for engaged time, or what platforms often describe as active time versus dash time, or total app time, meaning that drivers are unpaid while waiting for offers, repositioning, or sitting available on the app. And drivers can technically log off, but doing so means losing access to future orders, making this unpaid time functionally required, not optional. And if a driver's paid $21.44 per active hour, but only spends 40 minutes on deliveries, they earn about $14 in that real world hour. Platforms then divide that same pay by only paid minutes instead of real time, and that is an accounting choice, not higher earnings. That's how roughly $14 per real hour becomes almost $30 per hour on paper. DoorDash does also have an alternate method that has a higher rate from what they explain on the website, but that doesn't mean it justifies their position on it. To be clear, consumers are still welcome to tip their Dashers in New York City and are prompted to do so once their order is delivered. We do not disagree with the policies that ensure Dashers are paid fairly. We disagree with the policies that unfairly pressure consumers and remove our options to bring balance to ordering experience. It should be up to consumers, not the city council, whether they want to leave a tip in New York. This is another great example of DoorDash and Uber weaponizing the disconnect from the general public to the overall experience of being on the platform and trying to just retcon the entirety of the past of them fighting this to the bitter end. Most drivers report that they barely ever see post tips, regardless of the market that they are in. And that is the foundation of why gig workers have been leaving New York City to begin with. Again, this only exposes the hypocrisy on this subject. Removing options to bring balance to an ordering experience is a nonsense argument. And they have more than demonstrated that if left in the hands hands of the platform, drivers would be losing more and more money per order. If a company does not operate in good faith, it cannot be left in the company's hands alone. From groceries to rent, we know New York City is one of the most expensive places to live anywhere in the world. The costs of facilitating delivery in New York City are 95% more expensive than the national average. Despite this, the city council has dedicated countless hours and seemingly endless resources to passing bills that drive up delivery costs. And it's time to say enough is enough. This lawsuit is about restoring fairness and affordability to New York City's delivery market. First off, fairness is a ridiculous word to use here. How much of your budget has been dedicated to advertising alone? I think it's like 70%, let alone how much drivers aren't getting paid per order. And while I agree that the cost of groceries are higher in New York City fundamentally, that doesn't mean it is necessarily those groceries and restaurant prepared meals need to be delivered. Delivery of this nature is a luxury service, and it's about time we started treating it as such. Stop looking to create more orders and focus on maintaining quality orders. This is why so many drivers are moving to other apps, catering-focused platforms, business-to-business platforms, and dedicated routes. This is something that should have never left the platform in NYC, and maybe instead of escalating this into a lawsuit, we focus on ensuring drivers are paid fairly from the jump. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, check out my website, drivenwild.com, if you would like to learn more about some of the services and gig platforms we have talked about in the past and are offering the gig workers today. And if you'd like to stay on the cutting edge of what's happening in the gig economy today and be in the know of what most people are talking about, make sure to check out our new channel, the Gone Wild Live Clips and Podcast, where we take the live streams we hold on Thursdays at 9 p.m., cut them down to more digestible clips, and have them posted there. Also, check out my Patreon for more exclusive clips, full-length live stream replays, and other membership perks for self-employed individuals who want to grow and scale their business. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching.